ballin'. Let me click over real quick to let my check talk it. I eat, ooh, Pac-Man, that's the way my neck talking. Right? I ain't never coming back the way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad, but I'm past that. But a NASDAQ, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Ooh, why you do that like that? It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't getting too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cover a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again.
Coach, thanks very much. Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. 6 man. Check curls. Bang out. Bam.
And that's complete to Cooks. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson rolling to his right. His throw incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Hey, 58 is a mic. Go 58.
One left.
Now it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Patriots take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Ready? 780. 57 to Mike. Not today, you are. Not today. Hey. Ready?
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Big stop.
He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 1st down, here's Breida. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he will find his man on the outside. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. So first possession, 4th and short. Field goal's no gimme from here. What do you think about going for it?
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right. You know, the field goal is there, but it's not a chip shot. My big thing is opening drive. You're trying to establish momentum. Let's not stall it ourselves. Let's go get this 1st down and then continue on downfield and try and get a touchdown.
Like your confidence.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
On 4th down, Newton. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England 1st down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And a give this time to the tailback. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
That's it. Look at it. Right there, 54 miles. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They run with Breida, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Matt Breida with his 16th touchdown of the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Brandon Cooks, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll run on 1st down. Benjamin. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
That's it, buddy. I'm coming after you. I'm coming.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
No gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd down.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback.
Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Here's Newton. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lamb. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. These two teams all tied after one. Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's Breida. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Great. Hey! Undercoach. Express!
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, this is Gordon on the dump off. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
I got it. They got tight line. 3 down.
He gets it to Cooks. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
380. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton. And he's got Rome. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Got a man open, it's Ross. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Wilson. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 25 yards that time. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Zebra.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Maher is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game Head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
Around the NFL, second quarter in Atlanta, and it's an early lead there for the Saints. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. The Pats at the line, ready to go. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting in a field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Just like that. Just like that. Stay at home. Stay at home. Great.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. On first down, Newton. That one complete to Hill. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Newton. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Lamb. And he'll be out right at the 35. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
And a Patriot first down.
Ready. Tie it right.
On first down, Benjamin. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down.
Not much happening there on first down.
Thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
20.
And some room to maneuver. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 33 yards that time.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Breida, he'll try the right side. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 18-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's see it. Let's go.
Now Newton. That'll be complete to Breida. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. He's letting it fly for Cooks, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
18. Go. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. This is caught. It's Cooks. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
No. One fluff.
Now Gordon on first down. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And that'll bring up second down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain.
Alert. Check three.
On third down, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Ready? Check. Block 54. You can't block me. Hatch it. Ready?
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
That's it. Ready?
38-yard line.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Ready? Stay with your man.
On second down, a run with Breida. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Ready? Check. Well, check. Slam.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schwartz. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line.
Gun.
looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Schwartz. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Forward. Guys, listen.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. It's caught left side by Cooks. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
To throw again is Wilson. There again is Cooks, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
Hey, alert. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
Go.
Wilson now. Going to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schwartz. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of bit.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Gun. 57. Mike, 57. Here we go, D. All day. Defense, all day. All day. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
From the gun, here's Newton. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
First and 10 at the 30.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Give me that ball. Check.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that's complete to Cooks. And he gets it down to the 32. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wilson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Wilson. That's complete. Bernard. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line.
And this is going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. I get and appreciate that they wanted to go for the win, not play for overtime, but that's the cost right there.
Not so sure their fans feel the same way as you when they just watch that ball get picked and taken the other way, and now they're down 6. Looks like it's going to be a loss for them, an absolute catastrophe when they tried to be aggressive.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. Now Newton. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Newton to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll